Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about a very important and often complex topic, how to seek asylum. This process can feel overwhelming, but understanding the general steps can make a huge difference. It's crucial to remember that the specific rules for seeking asylum change from country to country. What we'll cover today is a general overview of the common stages you might encounter, whether you're in the United States, a country in Europe, or elsewhere. This is for informational purposes, and for specific legal advice, you should always consult with an immigration lawyer or a recognized nonprofit organization. First things first, arrival and application. This is the starting point of any asylum journey. A fundamental rule is that you must be physically present in the country where you want to apply for asylum, or at one of its official points of entry, like an airport or a land border. You cannot apply for asylum from outside the country. The very first action you need to take is to clearly state your intention to seek asylum to the authorities. This could be a border guard, an immigration officer, or an official at a designated reception center. Be direct and say, "I want to apply for asylum." Once you express your intent, you'll go through an initial registration process. This is where the authorities will officially record your request. They will collect your personal details, such as your name, date of birth, and nationality. They will also take your fingerprints and photographs. This is a standard procedure used to create your file and check your identity. You'll likely be asked about your travel route and how you arrived in the country. After this registration, you will usually receive some form of documentation, like a temporary permit or a registration card, which proves that you have an active asylum application pending. This document is very important, so keep it safe at all times. It allows you to legally remain in the country while your case is being processed. Now, let's talk about something called the Dublin Regulation, which is particularly relevant if you are seeking asylum in Europe. After your initial registration, authorities will perform a check to see which country is responsible for examining your asylum claim. Under the Dublin Regulation, which applies to European Union member states plus a few others like Switzerland and Norway, the first country where you were fingerprinted or made an asylum claim is usually the one responsible for your case. So if you traveled through Italy and were fingerprinted there before arriving in Germany, Germany might determine that Italy is responsible for handling your application and could try to send you back there. If it's determined that the country you are in is indeed responsible, your case will proceed with the national asylum procedure there. If not, you might be transferred to the responsible country. This step is designed to prevent people from making multiple asylum applications in different countries. Next, we move to what is arguably the most critical part of the entire process: the asylum interview, sometimes called a hearing. This is your opportunity to explain in detail why you fear returning to your home country. This is where you tell your personal story. Before the interview, it is essential to prepare. Think carefully about your experiences and the reasons for your fear. Asylum is typically granted to individuals who have a well-founded fear of persecution based on one of 5 grounds: your race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or your membership in a particular social group. You should prepare a clear, chronological account of what happened to you. Write down the key events, dates, and people involved. Consistency and honesty are absolutely vital. Any inconsistencies in your story, even minor ones, could damage your credibility and negatively impact your case. Gather any evidence you have to support your claim. This could be anything from official documents, like police reports or court summons, to medical records detailing injuries you sustained. Photos, videos, letters, or even newspaper articles that mention the situation in your region can also be helpful. Essentially, anything that can help prove your story is valuable. During the interview itself, you will meet with an asylum officer or, in some systems, an immigration judge. You have the right to an interpreter if you do not speak the language of the country. Don't be afraid to ask for one. It's crucial that you can understand everything and express yourself clearly. The interviewer will ask you many questions about your background, your journey, and most importantly, the specific reasons why you cannot go back to your country. They will ask for details, so be prepared to talk about difficult experiences. It can be emotionally draining, but it is necessary for the officer to fully understand your situation. Remember to be truthful and provide as much detail as you can. If you don't know the answer to a question, it's better to say, "I do it know," or "I do it remember," rather than guessing. After your interview, the waiting period begins. The authorities will review all the information you provided, including your testimony and any evidence you submitted. They will then make a decision on your case. This can take anywhere from a few months to several years, depending on the country and the complexity of your case. Eventually, you will receive a written decision. There are two primary outcomes. A positive decision means your asylum claim has been accepted. You will be granted refugee status or another form of protection. This usually comes with a residence permit, allowing you to live and often work in the country. You will be granted rights and protections according to national and international laws. The other outcome is a negative decision, which means your asylum claim has been denied. This can be devastating, but it is not necessarily the end of the road. If your application is refused, you have the right to appeal the decision. The notification you receive will explain the reasons for the denial and will also inform you about the appeal process, including the deadlines, which are often very strict. It is strongly recommended that you seek legal assistance from an immigration lawyer or a nonprofit organization that helps asylum seekers. An experienced legal professional can review your case, identify any errors in the decision, and help you prepare a strong appeal to be presented to an independent board or court. Navigating the asylum process is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience, honesty, and a lot of courage. It's also important to know where to find reliable information. Every country's process is different, so for detailed, up-to-date guidance, always consult official government websites. For example, in the United States, you would look at the USCIS website. In Switzerland, it would be the State Secretariat for Migration. Another excellent resource is the UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency. Their help website provides country-specific information and lists local organizations that can offer legal aid and support. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. There are people and organizations dedicated to helping. If you are feeling overwhelmed or distressed by this process, please reach out for mental health support. Many organizations that assist refugees also offer counseling services. Your well-being is important. Thank you for watching. We hope this overview has been helpful in demystifying the asylum process. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more informational content. Stay safe and take care.